that plan work. His nation's long history of living in the Yosemite Valley. That's what made Muir special.
Have you ever seen a Hollywood legend open the doors to every private home he's ever owned? As whispers of retirement start making headlines, Kevin Costner, the man who's been the face of classic Americana, finally pulls back the curtain and reveals the most intimate parts of his life. And what's behind those doors? Not just architecture and design, the very blueprint of his heart, his family, his legacy. This isn't just a tour of properties. It's a look into the soul of one of Hollywood's most iconic figures. From coastal retreats to mountain hideaways, every home has a story. And just maybe, this is his final gift to fans before he walks away from the spotlight for good. Kevin Costner isn't just an actor. He's a builder, not just of films, but of homes that reflect who he truly is when the cameras stop rolling. In an industry obsessed with glitz and flash, Costner always stood apart. His career choices were bold, his performances were raw, and now his homes tell the rest of the story. For the first time ever, Costner takes the world on a full tour of all 4 of his residences, each one more revealing than the last. The first stop, his coastal sanctuary in Carpinteria, California. Purchased in 1988 at the height of his Hollywood stardom, this home isn't just real estate, it's a chapter in a much bigger story. Perched along the sunlit cliffs just south of Santa Barbara, the Carpinteria estate spreads across 1.4 acres of oceanfront tranquility. The panoramic views of the Pacific Ocean seem to stretch beyond time itself. It's not a mansion made to impress. It's a home designed for peace, for escape, and for the people who mattered most to him. Costner bought this property during the golden era of his career, when films like The Untouchables and Field of Dreams were turning him into a household name. At the same time, he was building a personal life that seemed just as flawless. Married to his college sweetheart, Cindy Silva, with 3 young children, Kevin Costner was the embodiment of Hollywood success on screen and off. But success came at a cost. The demands of stardom started to wear down the marriage. Romantic scenes in films made Silva uncomfortable, and the constant presence of tabloids, especially during the filming of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, only added fuel to the fire. Rumors of infidelity swirled, and eventually, the couple's relationship cracked under the weight of fame. They divorced in 1994. Costner kept the estate, turning it into a grounding space for his children as he navigated life after the separation. But the home's story didn't end there. In 2004, Kevin married Christine Baumgartner, and the Carpinteria house became a family haven once again. With 3 more children, it was a fresh start built on familiar ground. The ocean still roared, the sun still rose over the cliffs, and for nearly 2 decades, the estate cradled the growth of a second family. Then came 2023. Christine filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. Suddenly, the home was once again at the center of emotional and legal tension. Christine initially refused to leave, calling it her home of 2 decades. The court battles were heated, but in the end, Costner retained the property. And with that, one of the most emotional chapters of his personal life came to a quiet, painful close. Today, the Carpinteria estate is worth an estimated $145 million, but its real value lies in the memories. First loves, first heartbreaks, rebuilding, reimagining, reinventing. That house, more than any film role, may be the true monument to Costner's life. Next up, we head inland to Aspen, Colorado. Welcome to the Dunbar Ranch, named after the character John Dunbar from Dances with Wolves, the film that won him multiple Oscars. This property is deeply personal. It's not just where he retreats, it's where he reconnects with the man he was before Hollywood changed everything. The 160-acre estate is just 10 minutes from downtown Aspen. It features 3 separate residences, the Hill House, Lake House, and River House. Together, they accommodate 27 guests, offering both solitude and luxury. But this isn't just another celebrity playground. It's where Costner got married to Christine in 2004. It's where they brought their children to ride horses, paddleboard, fish, and escape from the chaos of Los Angeles. And perhaps it's no coincidence that Costner decided to open it up for rentals in 2016. Was it a business move, a way to share the experience, or a quiet acknowledgement that some memories are now too painful to hold on to alone? The ranch is now a world-famous getaway for the ultra-wealthy. With rental rates peaking at $50,000 per night, it offers guests not just 5-star amenities, but a chance to walk in the boots of John Dunbar and in the footsteps of Kevin Costner himself. Private chefs, yoga instructors, dog sledding. It's more than luxury, it's legacy. And for Costner, it's proof that even heartbreak can be turned into something meaningful. The ranch still stands, the memories still breathe in the trees, and the legacy of love, family, and art remains etched into every corner. Then there's the Italian-style villa nestled against the Angeles National Forest. Built in 1989 and designed by renowned architect John McInnes, this property is unlike anything else in Costner's portfolio. Where the Carpinteria home is peaceful and earthy, and the Aspen Ranch is rustic and wild, this villa is a cinematic dream brought to life. Hand-painted frescoes, Venetian plaster, Murano glass windows, a 1000 bottle wine cellar. This wasn't a house. It was a tribute to culture, craftsmanship, and timeless elegance. Costner lived here with Cindy Silva throughout the 1990s. They immersed themselves in a world where beauty met intimacy, where their professional and personal lives converged under one exquisite roof. But like the marriage, the home couldn't hold forever. In 1999, 5 years after their divorce, Costner sold the villa for $2.69 million. Still, it remains one of the most artistic expressions of who he was at that time, a dreamer, an artist, a family man. There's one more property that deserves mention. The Los Angeles hacienda he purchased in 1995, just after his first divorce. A rebound house in many ways. Spanish-style, 9,000 square feet, complete with a tennis court, gym, and screening room. It was a fortress of reinvention, a space for healing. And in 2006, he passed it on, selling it for $11.5 million. Throughout all these homes, a pattern begins to emerge. Kevin Costner doesn't just collect properties, he builds chapters. Each home marks a phase of his life, a transition, a transformation, and each one shows a piece of the man that no role could ever fully portray. But it's not just about real estate. Kevin Costner's story is also about roots. Born in 1955 in Linwood, California, Costner was the youngest of 3 boys. His father moved the family frequently due to work, and that transient lifestyle gave young Kevin a rich imagination and a yearning for stability. He attended California State University, Fullerton, and married Cindy Silva shortly after graduating. She supported his early acting ambitions, even working at Disneyland to help pay the bills. It wasn't until a chance encounter with actor Richard Burton on a plane, during their honeymoon no less, that Costner finally decided to chase the dream for real. And chase it, he did. From The Untouchables to Field of Dreams to Dances with Wolves, Costner dominated the box office and the awards circuit. He proved himself as an actor, a director, and a producer, but it was always the off-screen life that defined him most deeply. Costner is the father of 7 children from 3 different relationships: Annie, Lily, and Joe from Cindy Silva, Liam from a brief relationship with Bridget Rooney, and Hayes, Grace, and Caden from his marriage to Christine. He's often said that his greatest role is being a dad. Even as he juggled blockbuster films and complex relationships, he made time for school events, family dinners, and backyard barbecues. His older children have followed in his creative footsteps. Annie became a film producer. Lily pursued music and often performs with his band, Kevin Costner and Modern West. Joe moved behind the camera into production. When asked what he values most, Costner doesn't name awards or box office records. He talks about moments, small ones, playing baseball with his sons, watching the sunset from the Carpinteria cliffs, sitting around the fire at the Dunbar Ranch. But the legacy of Kevin Costner is not just carved into the homes he built or the films he made, it's etched into the values he carried through decades of fame. In an industry that often consumes its stars, Costner grounded himself in things that couldn't be taken away: his children, his connection to nature, his belief in honest storytelling. These things became his compass, especially when the lights dimmed and the applause faded. He never chased attention. He built a life that could exist without it. Perhaps what makes Kevin Costner so compelling is that he never stopped evolving. He didn't allow himself to become a relic of the past, even when Hollywood shifted and younger stars emerged. He reinvented himself over and over, from golden boy actor to director, from leading man to television patriarch in Yellowstone. Each transformation came with its own risks, and yet he never hesitated. He leaned into the unknown, just like the characters he played. His role as John Dutton in Yellowstone was not just another performance, it was a culmination. Dutton was the kind of role that mirrored Costner's real-world values, a man fiercely protective of land, legacy, and family. The show's immense success introduced a new generation to Costner, proving that his appeal was timeless. And now, with rumors swirling that he may step away from acting altogether, it feels like the closing of a powerful chapter. But retirement, if it happens, won't be a retreat. Knowing Costner, it will be a redirection. He's already shown interest in environmental advocacy, storytelling through documentaries, and raising awareness about Indigenous history and Western heritage. He's not a man who sits idle. He creates, he builds, and he teaches, whether through art or example. His next chapter might just be his most meaningful yet. One of the most admirable aspects of Costner's life is the way he's balanced fame with fatherhood. He's been open about the challenges of parenting children across multiple households and the emotional tightrope that can create. Yet, he's stayed consistent in one area, being present. Whether it was teaching his son to fish in Aspen or sitting in the audience for his daughter's music performance, Costner showed up every time. That dedication to fatherhood came into sharp focus when he named a character in Horizon, an American saga after his son Hayes. It wasn't just a tribute, it was a symbol of connection, a way of saying, "You are part of my world, and my world is part of you." Costner has said that having children later in life brought a new level of purpose and maturity. He no longer chased roles for prestige. He chose stories that would mean something to the people who mattered most to him. Even Christine Baumgartner, during their marriage, echoed that same devotion to family. Together, they designed a life split between the tranquility of Colorado and the sunlit shores of California, far from the chaotic heart of Hollywood. They built a rhythm that worked for their children, one rooted in stability and quiet love. And though their marriage ultimately ended, that shared commitment never wavered. It's this humanity, this humility, that separates Kevin Costner from so many of his peers. He never lost sight of who he was before the fame. He could live in a $145 million estate and still talk about his working-class roots, the hardships of moving around as a child, and the fears he once had about becoming a father. That honesty made him real. And in a world full of illusions, that kind of truth is rare. Through all his wins and losses, Costner never allowed bitterness to take root. He continued to invest in people, in land, and in the future. Whether it was through his band Modern West or his environmental documentaries, he always found a way to tell stories that mattered, and not just to audiences, to himself. He understood that legacy isn't built on awards. It's built on what you leave behind when no one's watching. So now, as fans watch this rare tour of his homes, they're not just seeing real estate. They're seeing Kevin Costner's life, the joy, the heartbreak, the hope, and the growth. From every fireplace to every rolling acre of land, these places tell his story louder than any red carpet ever could. If this is truly his final curtain call, he's leaving the stage not with a farewell, but with an invitation to remember what mattered most. Let us know in the comments which part of Kevin Costner's journey moved you the most. Was it his dedication to family, his unwavering artistic vision, or the stunning homes that served as the backdrop to a life well lived? Whatever it is, his legacy is now yours to witness, and we'd love to hear what you took away from it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with fellow fans who followed his journey from the Untouchables to Yellowstone and beyond. Thanks for watching. Until next time.